On a cold Thursday evening, beneath the heavy clouds of a coming storm, fate quietly prepared to change the lives of three very different people. A billionaire searching for meaning, a mother searching for hope, and a little girl searching for love. This is the story of Alexander Cole, one of the richest men in the country, and Miriam and her daughter Zara, two souls life had pushed to its limits. What happened that night would become a story told for generations. Alexander Cole had everything: mansions in three countries, a tech company valued at $20 billion, and a lifestyle most people only dream of. But deep inside, Alexander carried a loneliness nobody saw. His parents were gone, his only brother had died in a plane crash, and the media had made him into an untouchable figure. To the world, he was the Golden King, but in his massive mansion, he was just a man eating alone. Even the staff feared him, his silence, his sharp mind, his presence. He didn't need money, he needed meaning, and fate was about to give him exactly that. Far across town, Miriam Hassan walked with swollen feet and a slow step. Beside her, holding her hand, was her 8-year-old daughter Zara, thin, tired, shivering. Life had taken everything from Miriam. Her husband had died of an untreated illness. Debt swallowed her home, and she had been fired from the restaurant she worked in after missing 2 days to care for her sick daughter. Now they walked the streets searching for shelter, food, anything. But even as she suffered, Miriam never let her daughter cry without a smile following. Zara asked, "Mommy, where are we going?" And Miriam answered the same way every time: to where God leads us. That night, God's path crossed with Alexander's. The storm finally broke. Rain crashed down like sheets of glass. Most people ran for cover. Alexander, he stayed in the back seat of his black Rolls-Royce Phantom, staring blankly through the foggy window. His driver asked, "Sir, should we take the eastern route?" Alexander didn't answer. His mind was elsewhere. Then, through the rain, he saw them. A woman soaked to the bone, a little girl too weak to keep walking. The mother carried her even though she herself could barely stand. Alexander leaned forward. "Stop the car!" The driver froze. "Sir?" I said, "Stop the car." The Rolls-Royce eased to the roadside. Alexander stepped out, something he rarely did in public. The rain hit him instantly. He approached slowly. Miriam pulled Zara close, afraid. Alexander spoke gently. "You shouldn't be out here in this storm." Miriam lowered her eyes. We have nowhere else to go." Zara looked up, her teeth chattering. Alexander removed his coat and wrapped it around the girl without hesitating. Something inside him, cold for years, began to melt. "Get in the car," he said softly. "I'll take you somewhere safe." Inside the car, Zara fell asleep on her mother's lap. Alexander watched quietly. "Do you have family?" he asked. "No," Miriam whispered. "Work?" "I'm a cook. Or at least, I used to be." Alexander nodded slowly. A thought formed in his mind. A thought that would change everything. When they reached his mansion, Miriam gasped. She refused to enter at first. "I don't belong here." "It's okay," Alexander said. "You're safe." He gave them a warm room, clean clothes, and a hot meal. For the first time in months, Zara smiled. Alexander saw that smile, and something in him awakened. The next morning, Alexander asked Miriam to come to his office. "I want to offer you a job," he said. Miriam's eyes widened. "You said you're a cook. My household staff needs someone who actually loves what they do. Someone who cooks with heart." She covered her mouth, overwhelmed. "You mean me?" "Yes, live here, work here. You and your daughter will have everything you need." Tears streamed down Miriam's face. "Why are you helping us?" Alexander paused. "Because no one helped me when I needed it." Miriam accepted. And that was how the poor woman walking in the rain became the new cook in a billionaire's mansion. Weeks passed, and something magical happened. Miriam brought warmth to the mansion. Real warmth. Her cooking made the staff smile. Her laugh filled the hallways, and Zara became the sunlight of the entire house. Alexander began eating at the dining table instead of his office. Sometimes he would linger just to hear them talk. One day, Zara drew a picture of the three of them together. She gave it to Alexander shyly. "That's you," she said, pointing at a tall stick figure. "And that's Mommy. And that's me." Alexander stared at the picture far longer than expected, because in that moment, he realized something. He wasn't lonely anymore. Alexander found himself looking forward to Miriam's cooking and her company. They talked, laughed, shared stories he never shared with anyone else. He noticed the way she listened, truly listened, not because he was rich, but because she cared. One evening he said, "You cook like someone who knows pain." Miriam smiled sadly. "Pain teaches flavor. It teaches patience." She paused. "And it teaches gratitude." Alexander felt that. For the first time in years, he felt understood. But nothing stays hidden forever. One day, paparazzi snapped a photo of Miriam and Zara entering Alexander's car. Newspapers exploded with headlines. "Billionaire seen with mystery woman and child." Who is she? Secret family? Alexander's board of directors urged him to manage the scandal. Some even suggested firing her. He refused. "I won't abandon people just because the world is watching." His loyalty touched Miriam deeply. Late one night, Alexander couldn't sleep. He walked to the kitchen and found Miriam preparing herbs for the next day. He leaned on the doorway. "You're still working?" She smiled softly. "I like taking care of this place." He stepped closer. "Miriam, you've changed my home." A pause. "You've changed me." Her breath caught. He looked into her eyes, genuine, vulnerable. "I don't want you here just as my cook. I want you here as my partner. As my wife." Miriam froze. Tears welled up. "Why me?" she whispered. Alexander held her hands. "Because you made me remember what love feels like. Because Zara made me remember what family feels like. And because money gave me everything, except the peace you brought into my life." Miriam broke down crying in his arms. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, I'll marry you." The wedding shocked the entire nation. The billionaire who could have chosen anyone chose a woman who once walked the streets in the rain with nothing. Media called it the love story money could never create. Zara walked down the aisle holding both their hands. She beamed with joy. Alexander adopted her as his daughter. "From today," he said during the vows, "you will never walk alone again." Alexander built a charity foundation in Miriam's name to support struggling mothers. Miriam became a global inspiration, the woman who went from homeless to billionaire's wife, not because of beauty or luck, but because of kindness, humility, and destiny. Their home was never silent again. Laughter filled every room. Zara grew up surrounded by love, and Alexander finally had the family he never thought he deserved. Sometimes the richest people are the ones who give the most. Sometimes the poorest people are the ones with the biggest hearts. And sometimes, a single act of kindness in the rain can rewrite a person's entire life. Remember, money can open doors, but kindness opens destinies. Inspired? This is just one chapter. Hit subscribe now and join us for more breathtaking stories, emotional journeys, and unforgettable moments. More life-changing stories are on the way.